Hello and welcome to the very first video for the Solidworks course. I'm going to be basically teaching over a couple videos. So once you enter in Solidworks, typically the first thing you'll ever do is go to Part and click on Part to actually create a part. So we'll do that, click on Part, and that'll basically bring us to the first stage of making a Solidworks document. So you've got a couple of things here for SolidWorks. Perhaps the very beginning thing is the upper menu here, which has things like File, which is explanatory, just saving, managing files, all of that you'll do from here. And then you have Edit, which you're able to edit your document slightly, View, Insert for different kinds of operations in SolidWorks. And then perhaps the most important thing is if you look down here, you may not be able to see this submenu, but if you look all the way down to the bottom, there's a Tools Options menu, and within that options, there's actually a document area where you can customize your unit system, whether that be metric or customary, and also edit your general SolidWorks documents and properties and settings. And that'll just be very helpful for you later on when you're wanting to work efficiently, and maybe there's certain things in there that you might need. It's a lot to look into, so we won't jump into that. Then, kind of looking at the sub bar, you have really the only things you'll need to worry about are the first three tabs at this stage in your SolidWorks experience. But Extrude Boss Base, Revolve Base, all the Features tab is mostly concerned with three-dimensional operations, taking your 2D sketches or outlines and giving them actually modeling 3D models accordingly. Then you have your Sketch tab, which is actually where you create the 2D outlines or shapes that eventually get modeled out and extruded or created via SolidWorks programming. And so with Sketch, you simply just draw an outline of something. We'll visit that later. And then as well with Smart Dimension, that's simply just how you breathe measurements and life into a document by giving it the exact amount of precision that you say you want a line to be lengthwise or a certain angle. All that's done with Smart Dimension, perhaps the most important tool in SolidWorks. And then of course we have different kinds of shapes and operations and things we can do, sketch tools. We'll investigate those later. And then a couple of other things that you can do with sketches. And then finally you have the Evaluate tab, which gives you information about your document. Mostly the important thing here is the measuring tool. It'll give you a lot of ways to look at your 3D modeling, and even if you're out of Smart Dimension, you can still use this tool to figure out what is the dimension from, say, this point to this point, that surface, to this edge. There's lots of options and freedom with your measuring tool. And then so finally, we're going to look at this kind of submenu here, where it contains your contents of your document. So this is obviously right here. This will be what your actual part is, your part file. And then things like your materials. For those who are in mechanical engineering, they will eventually do material analysis, and that's going to be something you assign there. You don't have to worry about that right now, though. And then front plane, top plane, and right plane are all basically dimensional planes that allow you to begin sketching on your document. So if you wanted to sketch something from the front view or the side view, you would go from the front plane or right plane respectively. Of course, then you have your origin, the center of your coordinate system, or the center of your document appropriately. And that's where often a lot of your sketches will begin. And that is the first SolidWorks video in this course.